Hello, hello, Kalu Kalay. It's me, Notepad add-on, after eating far too much for dinner. Hello. How are we all doing tonight? We are going to be working on Flagbearer today, because Flagbearer needs to get done eventually. So, what I do? So, as you can kind of see here, I added lore. I added a lot of lore. Lore. We love lore. I decided on the races finally. If I scroll down here, we have the Kalen, which are humans, Nephilim, North Aven, South Aven, Kagutsu, which are terrible fucking name, I've realized. Thanks, Cole, for ruining that. Thank you, Cole, for absolutely ruining that, because apparently, effectively, Kagutsu is a way of saying puppet, but it's also a way of saying prostitute. So, whoops, whoopsie doopsie. And I decided on removing a rune for draconids because dragons. Yee, dragons. What in doubt, add dragons. That's my philosophy. Outside of that, if we scroll all the way down here, we got through pretty much all of Troopers the other day, and that was going to be the hard part. I knew that was going to be the hard part, but it's done now. And now it is time for now it's time for items. Yay, items. Let's see. Is home to all sorts of Frontiers, home to all sorts of horrible monsters and nasty beasts. I would love nothing more than feast on the guts of those who step on their territory. As such, weapons are common. Weapons, arms and armor are common on the frontier. Every blacksmith worth every blacksmith worth anything. Every blacksmith worth anything can be. We'll sell a dagger. We'll sell a dagger or a sword at least. Boyers, make a living fletching. I believe fletching would be the correct term. Fletching the right term. Make a living. Fletching broadheads. And 2-bit magicians. 2-bit magicians. Hot. And 2-bit magicians pawn off. Pawn off a number of discount wands. For protection. Boyars. Technically, it'd be, I believe that, look at Boya, what does Boya make? Not the Boya Candy Factory. Boya. Bow maker. Bow maker profession. Bowyer. There we go. I was like, that's not, that doesn't sound right. Mary Amaro Notepad, how are you? I am doing well today. I ate a little bit too much food, so I'm kind of dying internally on that front. Have you finally killed Dong Zhuo? We can never kill Dong Zhuo, that fat bastard. Let's see. Let's see. The most on the frontier. There are many ways to make coin. The chief of these, there are many ways to make coin, primarily imperial gold pieces. GP. Or GP, primarily imperial gold pieces. A gold piece is often broken down into silver pieces. Pieces when used by silver pieces. P. When being used by the poor. However, a gold piece will buy an item or a good meal. Will buy an item in or a good meal The mercenary companies often have a war chest of ill-gotten gains and other pawnable material. That is directly converted into GP value. There we go. Because yes, we've got to add the economy. Yay! The economy. Yep, just being like, everything's going to be measured in gold pieces. Everything that is not measured in gold pieces is measured for poor people. Yay! So, get ready for weapons. We're going to be doing, Captain Armaments. Captains can purchase their own arms and armor at their leisure to increase their own potential in the field as they delve into unknown parts of the frontier. Or steal it off, or take it off the corpse of a slain enemy. They'll gather more exotic and magical tools to wield against their foes. Melee weapons. So here are melee weapons. So we've got a few options here. But what we need to do is we need to add one additional category. So we've got this. We're going to add an additional category right over here, very simply called cost. How expensive is it to buy this weapon? Now, this may not seem very large. However, the second thing we need to do is completely rework how damage is done. Range weapons, weapon tags. It's okay. So what we're going to do, wield against their foes. Wield against their foes. Melee weapons. Actually, I should say weaponry. Every type of weapon. When armed, captains can be armed with any number of weapons in their arsenal. Representing a host of different tools to bash, stab, or tear into their enemies. Each weapon is given a damage value, weapon type, a crit, a tag, and a cost. The damage value, let's see, the damage value indicates the amount of damage the captain will roll after a successful attack. Weapons with a OR. Actually, each weapon will have an OR after. We'll have an OR we'll have an OR representing what needs to be rolled to achieve an open roll. Playing for additional, rolling the die again for additional damage. Rolling the die again for additional damage. The weapon does not have an OR value. If it does not have an OR value, it cannot roll additional damage. Not roll additional damage if the weapon. Finally, if the weapon is rolling multiple dice, then each die that beats the OR will roll again. That's kind of the idea. Easy peasy, lemon on your squeezio. So, we've got this. So let's just get rid of all of you. Actually, I'm not going to get rid of you yet because I'm going to have to fucking do. So, weapon type. The weapon type will indicate what the critical effect of the weapon is. Critical hit, double damage dealt. Actually, nope. So, woot woot classism, we British now, God help us all. Let's see, weapon type will indicate that critical effect of the weapon. The critical effect of the weapon is when using the critical focus when using the critical focus maneuver, critical focus action, they'll be able to trigger special effects. Trigger special effects when using weapon. Tags indicate special properties of the weapon. Let's see. Tags indicate special properties of the weapon, allowing them play to or around their chosen weapons. Ability. Finally, the cost is in GP. If a when in a city, this cost this assumes the base cost when in one of the frontier's major cities or domains. Farther outside of these areas, the price can easily quadruple in price. Establish all the bullshit here because we got to. I can easily quadruple price, so we put this here. So, what weapons are we going to cut? Straight off the bat, what weapons are we going to cut? So, first things first, we could probably cut the bull. Where's the frogs? We could probably cut the frog spear. We probably don't need it. We never really needed it. Bastard sword. This is fine. Ball and chain. Let's see. Is there anything else that we want to cut? Let's cut the stiletto. I don't think the stiletto really does much for us. Now, if we really wanted to be really boring, one of the ideas I had was quite literally like axe, weapon type axe, pierce 1, and then like great axe, pierce 2. Like, literally, there's just variations of axe. And it's like great axe, big axe, small axe, shit like that. That was one option, and there was like literally a formula for everything. It was ethical, actually, said no, give them more variety in weapons. And I'm like, alright, I can do that. Give them some variety in weapons, so, time to give them some variety in weapons. So, first things first, let's get rid of you. And let's say basic axe. This is just like a hand. This is just like a hand, like effectively a basic ass axe. I'm gonna say OR6. Very basic. It's an axe. It naturally is. We don't know if we even want to have pierce. I don't even know if we have armor yet. We're gonna say 1d10 and OR10. Let's think. Actually, we can probably add in. See, we can be really annoying with stun and make it so it's like, hey, you stun someone, you actually deal like initiative damage to them, you're just knocking them lower on the initiative. Just like, ta-da, asshole, I'm just gonna fucking wombo combo you. Lol lamau, even. Lol lamau. Yep, the bastard sword's main gimmick is that he can switch it to be a two-handed versus one-handed. That's the entire thing. Battle axe we want to do. Feels weird. What do you guys think? I know there aren't many people here, and probably half of them are bots, but should we go with the unique number of weapons, but they're a little bit wonky, or keep the current, or drop the amount of weapons down to a single core amount of them, but they're much simpler? Because the idea because one of the major ideas in Musou games is that everyone's got a special weapon that they can use combos and shit with, but at the end of the day, they're not really that special. Then you have Warband and things, which does kind of depend on what weapons you have, but that's not really... It's important, but not super duper important. How do I do it down? This is important. How do I do it down here? Because troopers legitimately have, like, really basic weapons and shit that they just do a flat amount of damage. They have this, they have that. They don't have to really think about anything too far. We could just have flat dip. That is an option. Have flat dip. Well, let's think about it. What do we want to do? Axe 1d6, ball and chain 1d10, bastard sword 2d6 1d10, 1d6. Battle axe, big weapon. I mean, So if we want to keep things really simple, and I mean really simple, what is an axe? Like, we're going to have the axe category. I don't know why my keyboard is sliding up. We have the axe category. What does the axe do? Axe does d6 damage. Axe does 1d6 damage. OR, it's going to be a little bit easy to crit with the axe, though. axe, and generally speaking, it has the tags of pierce, and it's going to be able to pierce through armor, and it's going to be able to do a lot more damage with better armor. It's going to do more damage, things like that, and it's going to be med cost. Then we have the great variety of the axe. Great variety of the weapon does 1d10 damage. The OR is a little higher, but you're going to be rolling it a little bit more consistently. It is axe. It would have pierce 2. It would have pierce 2. It would have high cost. Then we have sword. Sword does 1d6 damage. Crits not as much. Sword though. And it's med cost. Great sword. D10 damage. It doesn't crit as much. Sword. Hello, phone. What do you need? Oh, my mom sent me a... fed me. Hello, Mom. Okay, let's see. Axe D6. Let's cut it down to the absolute essentials. Okay? Let's cut it down to the absolute essential. Nothing else. Fuck the rest of this. We don't need it. Axe. Great axe. Mace. Great hammer. Big hammer, like Warhammer. How about that? Warhammer. Sword. Great sword. Boom. Holy trifecta. Actually, even better. Spear. Great spear. Boom. Holy quadfecta. That's all we need. Now you're you're seeing my problem, Yosemite Mike. So I'm trying to dev around this. So if we assume that every two-handed weapon is going to be doing d10 damage, every one-handed weapon is going to be doing d6 damage, how much health do we have? How much health do I have when I die violently? How do I die violently? This is always important. I am going to have 10 plus toughness times 5. Toughness at 5. If I have toughness 5, I would have 35 HP. So if I have 5, which is about average, I would be doing about... It would take me a little while to wail on them, but you're probably going to be doing a lot more things. Bump up the damage. Mace, d6, Warhammer, 1d10. Then with sword, 1d6, 1d10, 1d6, 10. But let's say 6, 6, 10, 6, 10, 5, 9, 5, 9, 6, 10. You're going to crit more likely with the sword. So let's say, for example, I swing with my single-handed sword. I roll a 1, I do 1 damage. I roll a 5. Cool. I'm going to take my 5, I'm going to roll a second die. I rolled a 6. I did 11 damage. 11 damage with my 1d6 sword. Ka-ting, ka-ting. I can crit a lot easier with this. Axe. Mace. Sword. Sword. You have Pierce, though. You have Pierce. You have Stun. I don't know what Stun does yet now. Swords don't have anything. Spears have, fuck, what would spears have? Range, I guess? Long distance? Long? I don't fucking know. I'm winging it at this point. Reach? Yeah, I guess reach, but we don't... Skirmish combat's in a line, effectively. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy line system. That's kind of the idea. So, like, reach wouldn't really do anything. It's like, oh, I can attack the back line with my spear? That's a little weird. I guess maybe we can give them an advantage on when defending. Because everything is retaliatory, technically. Yeah, I mean, everything's retaliatory with if you have a reach weapon, you're going to be able to defend yourself better. Yeah, that works. You have an edge on defense. Swords don't have anything. Cool. So... Ball and chain. Ball and chain is effectively a warhammer, but you have unwieldy. Let's say you have that, but you're a warhammer, but you're going to be able to crit a little bit more with it, but you have unwieldy. Bastard sword. It's like a sword, but you can switch it to a great sword on a whim, effectively. Why would I take nothing but a bastard sword? Fuck all if I know. Because, like, the idea is, like, this is also kind of personal scale equipment as well. We can just make it more expensive. Battle axe. Kind of already have a battle axe. Boar spear. What's spear? D6. 6. Gory. Spear isn't as... the boar spear isn't as long as the regular spear. So you're trading out reach for gory. What does gory do? Does more damage. Club. Already have club. Club is effectively, I guess we can have the shitty variants of every weapon. Yeah, let's just have the shitty variants of every weapon. It just can't crit. You're effectively a mace that crit more often. You are... Actually, no, you are a... The crowbill is a axe that acts like a mace. So you can do the mace effect, but have pierce on it instead of stun. Flail. Flail. 1d6. 1d6 damage. Put it on 5. Mace, however, it is unwieldy. Unwieldy and has stun. And it has unwieldy and stun. You might want to crit more often with it, but it's still a one-handed weapon. Gauntlet. Technically, you don't have to. You have you have free hands. What's the Gauntlet's gimmick? Gauntlet's gimmick is that you're going to be rolling a d6 damage for it because it's not that fucking much. You're going to be rolling 1d6 damage, and you cannot. And you are going to crit on a 6. That's the gimmick, though. You just have the Gauntlet special effect. You have the Gauntlet special effect. Great Sword. We already have Great Sword. Guard Dagger. Guard Dagger is going to be part of a new tree called Thin Blades. Thin Blades are going to be d6. They do not crit, though. But they all have dual wield, so you can have one in both hands. You can pretty much get a free d6 of damage. It's an off-blade thing. Halberd. Halberd is a great weapon. Actually, we can make that, since it's a big obnoxious weapon. No, that doesn't work. Let's work this out. Okay. One-handed shit weapon. One-handed shit weapon. Cool. 1d6 OR NA. 1d6 NAOR. You cannot crit on a basic shit weapon. Why would I ever select a basic shit weapon? You shouldn't. You should never have one of these. There is no reason for you to have these. It's mostly an NPC thing, or, hey, I don't have any weapons on me. I'm going to pick up a chair leg right now and beat you to death with it. That's going to be you using a one-handed shit weapon. Two-handed shit weapon. Why don't we say 2d6 NA? It's going to hurt a lot more, but not bad. So one-handed martial weapon. 1d6, usually going to be critting out a 6. Two-handed martial weapon. 1d10. I mean, I guess we can shift it over to like 1d10, 2d10. Like any actual decent weapon is going to be dealing. Any actual decent weapon is going to be doing d10. Anything that is not an actual decent weapon is going to be doing d6. Would that work? Fuck, weapons would feel very similar. This is the issue I had with Rune Master. Ironically, I'm falling into the same trap as Rune Master. And the thing is, if I look at like last remnant weapons. Let's say, hey, I want swords. Because the thing is, all of these are pretty much linear. Most weapons you see here are linear. They say, hey, it's kukri, and here's an enchanted blade breaker. You know, it's the same shit, effectively. It's just a +1. That's kind of the, yeah, it's like, oh, it's a long sword. It's the same shit, but the number's bigger. So I'm like, okay, so we can't use that really. That's not really the point of this. If we go under this idea, this would be 1d10, this would be 2d10. Oh. 1d10, 2d10. 10 to 10, and this is where we would first see the 1d6, because the boar spear would not be a real, but I guess it would be a real weapon. No, it wouldn't be a real weapon. You just crit more likely with them. So here it would be 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9. Because the idea here is that swords and great swords have a 20% chance anytime they roll. Like, Instead of items, they can use to forge their own weapons to describe what they do and subtract from. Very simply, Lubu, because this game has already drastically gone over its scope like 7 times over. I am not adding in a fucking forging system. And it doesn't help, like, there really isn't that much for this system to do. It's very much in this own little world here. Weep gauntlets. Long axe. 2d10, 10 counts as an axe. It has unwieldy, which means it's going to be harder to use. It has reach. It has sweep. It has pierce. It has a 2 in it. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do heavy. We can replace... There we go. We can replace reach with heavy, which we can make heavy the idea that's like... The fact that you are using this weapon in combat is, by itself, inconvenient as all hell. You are in a very inconvenient place by doing this. You shouldn't be using it. This is the incorrect way of using this particular weapon. Mace. We technically already have a mace. We don't need you. A pike. What? 2d10. 9. Poleaxe. Fucking... I don't think we... Axe. Actually, if we give it the exact same stats as a... If we give it the exact same stats as a halberd, it's pretty much acting as a slightly different version of it, except it has an axe and mace. Instead of that, rapier. Rapier is going to be 1d6, but you're going to crit on a 4. So you can roll really high, you can roll really well on it. graceful, add the graceful tag to these. Saber, 1d6. This is going to be kind of the... This is going to be our kind of our standard weapon. Kind of our standard weapon, but we can dual wield that one. That's the main gimmick there. Is this the first Notepad must die of the year? No, unfortunately, because we ain't dying today. It's just me, or is the culture of tabletop art drastically changed to the point where a lot of it is just bad culture? Depends on what you mean by that, because there's a lot of problems. We have a lot of issues in our beautiful world of ours. I mean, hell, someone unfortunately posted an entire thing in my server about someone effectively saying, since D&D is different, the tabletop industry is dead. And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. You dumb motherfucker, you. You baboon. You absolute baboon. Spear. The staff is going to be our dog shit spear. And all it has is reach. We don't need a sword, obviously, because we don't have a sword. Warhammer. Okay. Feel like I'm missing some weapons. Here comes the boys. Yep. For any weapon that I am drastically missing right now. Let's think. Is there any weapon that I'm missing? Is there anything I am not remembering? Technically, we already have Warhammers. So, let's just hit the pinheader row. Short table 8. So, we have an axe, ball and chain, the bastard sword, the boar spear, the club, the crowbill, the flail, a gauntlet, great axe, a great spear, a great sword, guard dagger, halberd, hand axe, knife, long axe, mace, pike, pole axe, rapier, saber, short spear, spear, staff, sword, and not short sword, and warhammer. Feels like I'm missing something. Time to open up the lexicon. Let's see. Let's see, what can I... We can add a super heavy... We can add in some super heavy weapon. The Executioner's Axe can be... We can probably add an offhand axe. Let's see. Juggernaut Maul. Dueling Spear, Frog Spear, and Guardian Thorn. Oh. Let's see, great staff. We could probably put in, like, iron-tipped staff. Kind of like, hey, you have a very basic staff. You can also beat the shit out of someone with it. Bastard sword, great sword, rapier, short sword, stiletto. I guess we could add back in the stiletto. So, I mean, if we... The Executioner's Axe, the... Put in Aidenhammer, super heavy. It's just fucking super heavy. And then add in the stiletto. So, cough. What are we doing today, boss? It's great. I was waiting for delivery. I don't like Turn D. Just play one of those OSR retro clones. There's plenty of them. Or one of those games like Lamentations of Flame Prince that use the corals do something. Tell me more again about the person who's losing it, because D&D is changing again. I don't really know. She just doesn't like it. What is Flamentation of the Flame Princess? I like Flamentation of the Flame Princess. Raggy's just weird. That's it. Wonder if I can still find it. Let's see if I can find it. It was posted in Schizoden, so... Here, even better. Let me Google Twitter let me search for Twitter in my server and see what pops up. Nope, it's about as productive as I thought it was. Where was it? Might have been just on Twitter. Go to Twitter. I know Mildra was talking about it. Hello, Mildra. Everyone say hello to Mildra. We all love Mildra. No. 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 There we go. Ben Riggs. Apparently this guy. D&D historian extraordinaire. By my griddle hot D&D history here. Let's go to yes. So, do you want to learn about the secret history of Dungeons and Dragons? Let's see. What was this is the thing, so I guess I'll read out the entire thing. That kind of got me thinking. The golden age of TTRPGs is dead. You're watching a bright and special time in the TTRPG industry pass away before our eyes. Around the start of 2010s, we saw a dawn of a new golden age of tabletop role-playing games. Since then, a huge number of new players found the hobby thanks to Stranger Things and actual plays like Critical Role. These new fans discovered a vibrant and thrumming TTRPG industry. There was the D20 fantasy family of games, dominated by 5e, rich with other games published under the OGL in the fertile depth of the old school renaissance. There were other mainstream publishers with storied brands, Call of Cthulhu, Deadlands, and Shadowrun. Yeah, Shadowrun, really a storied brand that got passed around a dozen times. Lastly, there was a flourishing indie TTRPG scene though, that revolutionized what a TTRPG was, such as Apocalypse World, and that's why Vincent Baker had to ask people for food. There were many other mainstream publishers with Deadlands, Shadowrun. Lastly, there was flourishing indie, such as Apocalypse World. Bearing a Ring ended with what? TS Bearing a Ring ended the third age of Middle Earth. An influx of gamers created a rising tide that lifted all boats. Novice gamers could start out playing 5e, yes, but they discover other great games because the OGL. Countless companies and designers could make money creating for 5e. Fucking no, I don't. Not that. Because the increasing number of gamers, even strange, freaky, or weird TTRPG ideas could find an audience. Have you heard of Apollo 47 Technical Manual, the RPG? It's not an RPG, it's the Apollo 47 fucking Technical Manual with like 5 pages of game in it. But recent developments made it clear that the Radiant Golden Age is ending. Really, as the steam engine ended the Age of Sail, or Hobbits Bearing a Ring ended the Third Age of Middle Earth. The doom of our time approaches. Wake of the open gaming license scandal in the past winter, a number of companies successfully launched new TTRPGs intended to move them past the possibility of Wizard of the Coast ever threatening their businesses again. Some games grossed millions in crowdfunding campaigns. All have been positively reviewed. Some cite the success of these games, which are intended to replace the 5e OGL company. They are not. For companies involved, it's a sign for continued health and growth of the TTRPG industry. They are not. Rather, they are a sign that the industry has peaked and may be about to enter a decline. After the OGL crisis of 2023, I became pessimistic about the damage to attempt to kill the OGL had done to our hobby. Others told me the resultant crisis would be blooming of 1,000 flowers. Discouraged from using 5e, Wizards of the Coast attempted to kill the OGL, we would get amazing new TRPGs. Maybe every single one of those new TRPGs is going to be amazing. Maybe everyone is so fun and so captivating that lawns will grow unmowed and pets unfed and diapers unchanged because we're all so busy playing one of those games. Problem is, TR business is devilishly difficult. Only very rarely does the creation of a phenomenal game actually lead to financial success. The death of the OGL and creation of these games has fundamentally changed the industry in such a way that it'll be harder for those companies to make any money in the future. A difficult business is about to become more difficult. Consider the state of the industry of a mere 18 months ago. Countless publishers, MCDM, the Kobold Press, the Wizard of the Coast, were all making 5e material because it was easy to purchase products from multiple publishers because if you were running 5e. Use these works of all these companies at your table. This made it easier for companies to share customers. The new TTRPGs birthed by the OGL crisis are about to make that sort of customer sharing much harder. MCDM is publishing TRPGs where you roll 2d6 to hit. Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster has no alignment, changed ability scores, they don't. Critical Role has dropped 5e like a dead cockroach and is playtesting its their own new fantasy game, Daggerheart. They're never gonna fucking play Daggerheart on stream. I hope you all fucking know that, by the way. Daggerheart isn't done yet. Considering that Candelabra fucking Obscura has been done absolutely jack fucking shit, mind you, because everyone realized it's a Blade in the Dark's hack effectively, and a shitty one at that. Wow. But let's continue. And of course, there's the Rising Godzilla, that is 6th edition, it's not 6th edition, which scientists say will attack our shores in the spring of 2024. So far, there's no hint of an OGL or whatever the game will be. It's 5e, you fucking moron! It's 5.5e. Do you need someone to help change your fucking diapers in the morning, you fucking idiot? The problem is, 5e was not just a game, it was a massive community of players. Countless companies could thrive making products for that community. These new games are shattering of that community. Instead of countless companies working to make your 5e game better, they're now asking you to become MCDM, Darrington Press, Paizo, or D&D 6e players. We're into era of division, faction, and balkanization. Yeah, mind you, I'll finish this. This has all happened before, and I called it. In the 1990s, TSR, the first company to publish D&D, embarked on publishing setting after setting after setting for the game. By 97, over a dozen settings were sold by the company. Fans stopped being fans of D&D, instead became fans of a particular setting, but only buy products for that setting. In 97, TSR was near death as setting releases had plummeted the hundreds of thousands of copies in the 80s to a mere 7,152 copies sold for the Birthright campaign setting its year of release. Because Birthright was a bad idea. It was a weird niche idea. That was a bad one. D&D was only saved by terrible fate by Wizards of the Coast and their fat stacks of cash. They purchased TSR in the summer of 97. Mr. Riggs, you are making a brave implication that TSR was not a giant fucking money pit for everyone involved. Oh no, they were only buying fucking 5e stuff. Would you like to talk about the Buck Rogers RPGs? Would you like to talk about the Indiana Jones RPGs? Would you like to talk about all the other fucking investments TSR made and the entire system of TSR that didn't work? Of course not. Some might say it's unfair to compare different settings to the 90s to different settings of systems of today. Settings and systems are different after all, and I do agree with the point. Switching system is a bigger ask than switching settings. There will be a larger impact on sale. This is all happening again. TRPGs with fracturing at the seams that hurt sales and growth. Focused only on MCDM, the current backer kit is likely the most successful campaign we'll ever see. So, that's my incredibly long way of saying that. Yeah, he even had a fucking yeah, this is it, like, yeah, Ben Riggs is okay, so let's go. I've literally just unread PMing. Forgotten. Oh, this is different. Oh, he's not an insider. It's the same post. He literally is word for word, except Twitter thread. Every edition Shadowrun suck in a different way. Lorraine Williams, strongest soldier. Maybe 3 people actually pay them. There's still 5e content being made. Tons of people buying. Kickstarter for 5e settings just recently hit 4 million. Candela Obscura isn't done yet either, but they still released it. Candela sucks. CO is just a shit game in general. Like, so yes, Balkanized here, like, let's, yeah. See, the thing is, Mr. Riggs is pointing out something that I've been saying is a really fucking bad thing. This is a very interesting situation. I've talked about this before. Effectively, the hardest goddamn thing in the world, or that we have to deal with. This bastard got about $20,000 from this Zitter thread copy pasta. Yeah, it's great, ain't it? Actually, no, he didn't get shit. He's not a, remember, he's not signed, so he's not a real human being. Sorry, Mr. Riggs, but you will see nothing. You'll see no dollary dues. But, my thing there is very simple, which is, he is literally sad that D&D isn't bigger, because his entire business relies on him writing about D&D, and he doesn't like other games that exist and might become popular, or might not, who knows. And comparing it to the fucking 90s. The thing is, comparing it to the 90s is also a weird comparison. Because the thing is this, TSR's death has a very specific set of stories for it. You can be like, I'm a D&D historian. Then he must not be a very fucking good one because he missed a very important part of that story. Which is the fact that TSR was run by people who didn't give a shit about it. And all of those settings made money. They were very popular. The problem was that they were trying to print too many books because that's how they made money. They literally made promissory amounts of money and promissory loans to do it. The TSR business model was completely unsustainable. It was not a model that could succeed. But still he was like, oh, well, this is what happened. People aren't buying. Like, it was like, motherfucker, you dumb motherfucker. This isn't how any of this works. But yes, he is, the best way to think about it is man really mad that D&D will no longer be the king, and that's a good thing. Like, here we see Confused 5e die hard. Nobody cares because there are a dozen other games people like better. Actually, the reason it was near death. Yeah, it's my my general thing is, will it be good? I don't know. I'm telling you, convergence, baby, it's happening. Convergence is going to happen, and it's going to suck for everyone involved. Actually, I think that is a permanent hose mad situation. Man incredibly frustrated that his favorite game will no longer be everyone's favorite game, and perpetually angry that he is not going to be able to make money off of people making 5e products going forward. And the thing is, brother, it's a good thing that it's dying. Should be happy that it's dying, because that means that obviously people don't want that. It sounds like people actually want to have something good in life. 50, 30, actually bump you up to 75. We can actually probably increase the price here a little bit. And I know a very special way how to increase the price of all these weapons. Let's say short sword. Make that 50. Actually, make that 30. Nice and 30. Spear. A spear. 50. Staff. 5. Sword. It's going to be 50. Warhammer 105. Executioner's Axe 275. It's going to be 250. 250, 250, and the stiletto is going to be 100. Now, we are going to strategically increase the price across the board by putting a 0 at the end of everything. Now, you may be wondering, Notepad, didn't we just dramatically increase the price of everything? Yes, we did. We did just dramatically increase the price of every single thing. It's also going to make sure that people aren't going to buy immediately the Executioner's Axe. Can't suck any more for you, can it? Notepad TV of the Mayan Doom calendar. I'm sure there'll be play 5e until the end of time. People are still playing B and X. calendars were more positive. I've run other TRPGs first, haven't run D&D, to be honest. There's a lot of people who haven't. It's going way worse. It will probably be a second to Pathfinder again. If anything, finding players for 5e will be harder than ever. Well, again, my theory, convergence theory, which sounds a lot more foreboding than it actually is effectively we have to wait till 1D&D or whatever the fuck they're calling it now. When that comes out, we are going to get a good idea of what works and what doesn't. And if Wizards of the Coast gets its way, what's going to happen is that they're going to say, hey, everyone come to Beyond D&D, and you're going to play on Beyond D&D now, and you're just going to have fun there. And everyone's going to shift over to that, because the way that I've been interpreting this, it's not D&D 6th edition. I have no idea why people call it 6th edition. It is going to be D&D 5th edition 2. It's going to be 5.5. That's all it's going to be. And they're like, oh no, it's 6th edition. No, we don't call 3.5 a new edition. We call it the 0.15 a 3rd edition. Because the thing with like D&D Beyond, and I've talked about D&D Beyond before, but like, hey, it's D&D Beyond. I want to build a brand new character, everyone. Wow, I could play popular characters, Asterion, Gale, Karlach, Lae'zel, Shadowheart, well, or any of these other exciting characters. Cool. But hey, let's say I want to play my I want to make my own character. I want to make my own character. Cool. Let's make a D&D 5th edition character, everyone. And we're gonna call him Scrimgles. There we go, Scrimgles. And let's select one of our exclusive portraits here. Scrunglo. We're going to select. We'll select him. Hello, names by fantasy name generators. Cool. We've got all of that. Let's put in all of the content. And we are going to allow digital dice loading. No non-core content though, not that cringe. So we're going to be milestone. We have fixed HP types. We have prerequisite for everything else. Ignore coin weight. Campaign only. Let's make a character, everyone. So what race should we be, everyone? We have so many races. Choose from. We can make any race of our choice. It's so exciting, everyone. Rick and Morty content. Human, legacy orc, halfling. Cool. I mean, let's look at some of our other ones. We can play an Eladrin. We can play the player's handbook. We can do the basic rules. It sounds like I'll open us up again. Let's see. Halfling, orc, human. Oh, wow. Guess what we should do? I'm going to roll a D3. Oh, I rolled a 1. So since I rolled a 1, we'll look here. Oh, we're going to make a human. ASMR. Let's roll a human, everyone. Hello, human. Now, should we play a variant human or a basic human? Variant. All right, we're gonna make a variant human. Cool. We can speak many languages. We get to increase skills. We get cool. Look at all these abilities. Oh man, you know what I think we should speak? I think we should speak Goblin. And we're playing Scrunglo, so let's increase our strength and our, let's say, wisdom. What's our skill going to be? Obviously, perception, because perception is never a bad idea. And I guess we'll choose grappler. We could choose firearms specialist, but let's choose grappler, I guess. Cool. Let's see. What character? What strength and not dex? What class should we play, everyone? VTT and change of accessing documents on their server you don't own. Blood Hunter. We're having another Blood Hunter run, everybody. See, this is the best part. Like, you gotta remember, man, I want to play in Spelljammer. Hey guys, we're gonna be playing in Spelljammer. Here's all of the things we want. That's all we need. I want to fight in Araturk. Okay, hey, we got Spelljammer's Adventures for $42. We can do this, but let's say you want to play a let's see, you want to play an Astral Drifter for $1.99. I will have the privilege of buying the Astral Builder background. Blood Hunter. Yeah, Blood Hunter. Yeah. Okay, I guess we're going to play a Blood Hunter as always. Cool. It's blood hunting time. We get to see all of our abilities here. Let's add the class. Proficiencies. Wow, cool. What I want to have acrobatics. Let's do insight and investigation. What's my bane? What do we Chemocraft? Wisdom, obviously. Blood malevolence. Blood curses. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I wanna choose a Blood Curse of Anxiousness. There we go. We'll do the fucking Blood Curse of the Anxious. Cool. Choose generation method. Wow, variant human. Guess let's do Dex, everyone. We're gonna be a Dex fighter. Let's just do a standard array, man. Because we love standard arrays. Let's have 14 strength. We'll have 15 Dex. We'll have I think a good 2. Don't really need that much. Let's get some good wisdom in there. Let's get some charisma in there. You know what? Let's even switch it around. Let's even do that. Boom. Not really efficient, but we're not being efficient here. We're just making an example. Background. Let's see. I want to be an acolyte, and I want to speak Absanian Urgot, and I want to be trained in fucking, I don't know, nature's wisdom. Wow, cool. What's my alignment? Good. Lifestyle. Modest. Cool, I can add in all of my personal details I want. Add in all of my things I want. Choose all of my starting equipment, and then ta-da! Scrimblow Scrungles, a variant human level 1 Blood Hunter. Not great, it's not perfect. But yes, welcome to how to play Scrunglow. Because this is what they want to do. This is not me being like, this is what they want to take away from you. They want to take away all the bullshit no one gives a shit about. No, I'm not implying that. I'm implying what they want to do is make things as easy as physically possible. That's all they want. They want to make it as easy and simple as possible. Because easy and simple makes their life a lot much easier. If you're not unhappy, they're not unhappy. Vampire. Let's go, copyright infringement. Someone thought that Vampire was actually clever, standard, and gay. Makes you, speaking all the steps out loud really makes you lose interest in playing at all. Yeah, welcome to the dance. It's one of those things, like, explaining all of D&D is not really complicated. People have actually been asking me, being like, hey, are you ready for, do you want to go over the fun and exciting, fun and exciting world of D&D this year? I'm like, hell yeah, brother. It's time to fucking D&D. Ow. Longbow. Actually, we can do that. Longbow, shortbow. Longbow's gonna crit on an 8. Shortbow's gonna crit on a 5. Sling technically hands 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Super heavy javelin. Javelin is thrown and it does pierce damage. Longbow has nothing. Shortbow has nothing. Sling is going to have nothing, I don't think. I don't think we really see that thrown. Do. So we want to do. So, want here, and I want to grab up every wand. Mm. 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 Sorcerer's Wand, and then finally this is going to be the actually, technically I added in a thing about magic. I decided I'm gonna put the magician thing in here. There we go. Welcome to the colors of magic. Mm. 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 Wand, Sulfur Wand, and Imperial Wand. This would actually be a yeah, cool. Holy Wand, hands, because yes, wands are a thing in this setting. They are actually fairly important. Magic green, magic yellow, magic foci, magic foci, purple, and finally, miraculous. Miraculous. Let's see. Not like the Pirates of the Caribbean or vampires, definitely a very common thing, and I love it. They stole them, did nothing with them. Yes, vampire pirates are hard for you to copyright because Total Warhammer's vampire pirates. Irreparable with some friends of mine. They got a prolonged discussion about what class the Olympian gods would be. The name of the character's crew, Total War Vampires from 2000 era. Pirates of the Caribbean kicked off a very big craze, and vampires were just kind of long and not more so. Very innocent book. Only read the first. Ooh. Vampire pirates are fun. Vampirates, you could even call them. Multiple vampirates. That, and they also did the one thing. There was a Magic the Gathering set with it as well. So, single element's going to be actually 10 dual elements going to be Sorcerer's Wand's going to be 3d10, but you cannot crit with it. The Redwood, all of these are going to be 1d10 crit on 10, because they're effectively all the same thing. Holy Wand's going to be 2d6 and crit on 6. They all of these are effectively the same kind of wand. They're just different magical focuses. So, basic crossbow, 500. Heavy crossbow, 750. Actually, no, 1,250. 750. 750. Light crossbow, 650. 550. Mechanical crossbow, 1,750. Javelin, 15. You know what? No, it's gonna be 10 apiece. Longbow, 400. Short bow, 200. Sling, 50. Throwing knife, 4, 3, 2. It's gonna be 2. 25. There we go. 25 gold for a fucking nice sling. Yo, we do that. What about X weapon? These are the basic equipment guys. Dun, 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 dun. So we're going to reduce the size down. That. You again. Put you this. Everything here. We have no ammunition anymore. We don't really need ammunition. We don't have obvious anymore. We don't have concealable anymore. We don't have reload anymore. We don't have freehand anymore. Do we not have freehand anymore? Actually, what things do we have? Let's play a game, everybody. We have Pierce, Unwieldy, Weep, Witch, Gory, Stun, Freehand. We do have Freehand. Freehand, Reach, Graceful, Dual Wheel, Heavy, Super Heavy, Stun, Pierce, Dual Wheel, Reach, Stun, Super Heavy, Gory. Down here we have Heavy, Gory, Super Heavy, Thrown, Thrown. And then we have Elemental, Magic Foci, and Miraculous. Miraculous. Cool. Alright, so let's do Pierce. Dual wield works. Two hand. Don't need to worry about two hand. Unwieldy. The weapons awkward, clumsy. So, unwieldy, it's kind of the idea that you aren't being able to use that, so you kind of don't want to use that. Not that. Sweep. Actually, no. If the sweep work. Switch. Ooh, that switch. Easy enough to understand. Gory. Actually, get to do an extra damage to it. Stun. Stun's a little weird. Not perfect, but reach. Weapon has edge when defending. There we go. Easy enough to understand. Graceful man. Coordination instead of strength. That works fine. Heavy. Heavy. Initiative to only 1d5. Super heavy. Effectively, the beautiful thing about wielding a super heavy weapon is that you're going to go last every single round because you're wielding a super heavy weapon, and it is very difficult for you to move. So you're pretty much you are never going to be able to, you're not going to be rolling a 1d10 or 1d6. No, you're going to be rolling nothing. You're just going to add whatever your modifier is. So you're almost always going to be acting last. Unless you have really high coordination, but it's like, cool, you've got super high coordination, and you probably can't hit with the weapon either. Is 1,250 a lot of money? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't have a money system. Yosemite, my man, you think I have money yet? Yes, in this mercenary game, I never added money because I'm fucking stupid. Hopefully people understand why I am, rewriting the entire thing from the ground up. Because it's bad. This is incredibly awful. Wow. Throne. Attuned to one of the elements. Miraculous. Miraculous. Reducing the focus cost of miracles by 1. Of a miracle. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, technically done. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Ba-da-da-dum. Delete 8 rows. So we want to make you 1. Can we make you 0.75? And then we can make you 0.75. We make you 2.25. We make you 2.25. To make you 0.8. Ta-da! You 0.8. Ta-da! Oh, no. I'm a oh, god damn it. 1. 1. 2 is then we down here to not weapon tags. We want to select Mm. So we have wand, sword, throne, crossbow, bow, sword, spear, mace, sword, swords and spandrel, gladiators, mace, thin blade, sword, spear, mace, axe, and gauntlet. Is that it? Like I missed. Nope, that's it. Sorry if I haven't responded to any comments right now. I'm focusing. Sorry. Sacrifice 11. A very inconvenient amount, but this is a very inconvenient amount of them, but There we go. Yada yada. What are you doing reading this? Get back into your focus. Oh god. Let's see. Night Touch Master, Balance and Race, love it. No money in a game about people who kill for money, who seems to be an oversight. Money is just a concept. Are the qualities and effects of the elements defined somewhere else? Yeah. Here's the thing, Yosemite. This is actually fairly important. I am effective. What we're doing right now is the fix draft. Once we are done fixing things, we get to go back and add everything that needs to be added. Yeah, this game's kind of a shit show. So we're kind of doing back and forth. We're fixing some things and we are changing some things. Mm. 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 Now, again, I'm giving Axiom's a little bit underbaked because all of them have fucking Pierce. Mm. Mm. A flourish of steel. Oh, I have sword twice. Why do I have sword twice? There aren't two swords. That's ridiculous. Two swords? Next you're going to be telling me they have curved swords. Curved swords aren't real. Thin blade. Mm. 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 Add an extra d6 damage that can explode, so it's like, oh hey, I've crit. You can technically do a shit ton of damage with it. So you can thrown. Mm. 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 Now you may say this is going to happen all the time. It's really not. Effectively, with a weapon critical, what you do is you spend focus to get to use this. Using it with a wand, actually, I should say, you know what we can do? We can do, wands pretty much let you refund it. It's not really good. Cost 4 to use. You just get to do an additional d6 damage, but you refund some of the cost. Actually, no. Add 1d6. Add 1d6 damage and. Let's see. Deadened. Oh. Okay. Alright. Little bit complicated. What sword chucks? Hey, what's a thin blade? Is there a thick blade? Do you think the hobby will ever get past its addiction for the D20? No. Thin blade is like rapiers, stilettos, daggers. It's kind of like in a category of like, it's a really thin stabbing weapon. That's the idea. Rather than like, this is a longsword. I'm going to hit you with the longsword and cut your hand off. No. So, armor. Armor's the bulwark. Let's see. Damage was the soak value of the actually no, we want to do the soak of the soak of armor actually the armor actually no. The armor's bulwark. Bulwark is a flat amount of HP added to the captain, allowing them to take heavier blows, and survive longer in battle. The we want to do it's the damage resistance is the amount of damage the armor will soak, keeping it reducing the total sustained from an attack. The armor penalty is applied to any check involving dexterity or movement, forcing the captain. Let's see, applied to any check involving dexterity or movement. Finally, the strength. Finally, the weight value. The weight value indicates the total STR plus TG, total strength plus toughness required to wear the armor. If the captain does not meet these requirements, requirement does not meet these requirements by half, they will only roll 1d6 for initiative. If their strength plus toughness is under half of the value they will add no die to their initiative. Which is effectively saying you're fucked. You're not having a good time. If you're wearing a super heavy, using a super heavy weapon, you don't really need to give a shit about this because, yeah, you already have 0 initiative. So we want to add the bulwark value. The bulwark. Because bulwark word. Oh, we want to add damage resistance. And then we want to do the armor penalty. Armor penalty, and then we want to do the weight. So, actually, time for more imaginary money. Money isn't real, everyone. Like, we're working on Wall Street. Money isn't real. Nothing matters. None of it matters. You don't understand. Money isn't real. Money is just an illusion. Your typing is as good as mine. Armor adds HP and reduces damage, so people, everyone, you can afford armor and war armor for a reason. Effectively, what I want the idea behind the bulwark to be is because of how captain on captain, kind of like single mano a mano combat is, you effectively have 3 lines of combat on either side. Is that you have your frontline guys. They can be attacked by everything. They are going to be the guys getting hit. They are going to be the guys taking damage. They are in the shit. They are getting fucked up. They are in there. And then you have you guys in the back line, who, if they're in the back line, they're going to be having bows. They're going to be having wands. They're going to be a lot less armored. And you don't really want them to get hurt. That's the main plan. You don't want the guys in the back to get hurt. So, being up front is, I might be going last, but I'm also going to be the only thing keeping you alive. So keep me alive. You know, I don't need to hit hard. I don't need to do anything. I need to stand there and survive so I can tear your fucking face off. So, armor penalty, weight, 0. Free! It's free to buy very basic clothes. Let's see. So we want to... let's say 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's do linear. Just 5, 10, 15, 20. Damage resistance. 2. Actually, no. Let's do The armor penalty, dexterity or movement, including initiative. That's important, including initiative. 2, 4, 6, 10. It's a big lot, but it's kind of like, yeah, you might have like a, hey, what's your initiative? 0. But my initiative is 0. I acted dead last every fucking combat because I have a negative 10 armor penalty. I guess we can actually, no, we can keep that at negative 8. It's still hefty. It still sucks, but how viable will trudge forward, shrug off blow, hit enemy with comically large hammer be? The inconsistent increase in armor penalty bothers me. Yeah, that's why I'm like -2, -4, -6, -8. And it's some like that's even I was like, that doesn't fucking add up at all. Literally playing Ornstein and Smough is a completely valid tactic. If you want to play Smough and just have super heavy and purchase super heavy armor with a Juggernaut Maul, you totally can. Your initiative will be 0 in combat. But who fucking cares? You have 20 extra health. You probably have an insane amount of HP to begin with. And even better, just play a Nephilim. Just play a Nephilim. Be a comically oversized man. Play a comically oversized man with a comically oversized hammer, wearing comically oversized armor, and just walk into the problem and hit it with a big hammer, and hopefully it dies. You know, in the midst of a battlefield, you're going to be a lot different because your goal at that point would be soaking damage. You soak a shit ton of damage. You don't really want to get into duels at all because getting into duels pretty much means they're going to hit you first. And it's like, maybe you don't want to get hit first because they might just stagger you. You're like, hey, what's the plan? I'm going to stagger you and make sure you can't do anything. That's your big problem. But, hey, you need to hit once. Hey, Dex Bill motherfucker, I need to hit you once. Technically, if we want, we can be, Hided. I don't. Where the fuck did Hided come from? Again, the numbers here aren't perfect. I will probably I'll probably come back through here and do it again and double check. Let's see. Shield our soldier's best friend. When being targeted by ranged weapons, Mm. 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 Okay, shields are a soldier's best friend. Shields, similar to armor, provide damage resistance and a maneuver and a armor penalty. Let's see, by damage resistance and an armor penalty. In addition, any captain using a shield may defend themselves from ranged attacks. Attacks with toughness, as well as their coordination, Toughness as well as coordination. One hand must be free to use a shield. In addition, if a captain does not wish to sustain damage, they may use a block. Actually, skills already do. We don't really need shields to do everything, and I'm fine with that. Damage resistance. Also, if you're wondering why I even put no shield on there, because I got told a long time ago that even if I don't have it, I should put it on there because you never know. Because people are stupid. That's what I was told. People are stupid and will think that it is buckler to people are stupid. Okay, now this is where things start getting a little bit wonky. There we go. Technically, if I want to keep it a consistent increase, actually be, yeah, no, it would be 350, 350, 300, 350, okay. 250, 300, 350. Now we get to trooper equipment. Now, I'm going to put a note for myself up here called trooper paychecks. Now, because we're going to need to add paychecks for everyone. So, soldiers, troopers need to be outfitted to win any battle they find themselves in. Many won't last without proper weapons or armor to protect themselves. When outfitting the Union, deciding on what equipment and tool, and what equipment and armor is brought is essential for creating an effective fighting fighting force. However, everything needs to be paid for. Needs to be paid for eventually. Maintenance costs. Maintenance costs. They are maintenance. All the troopers' weapons are added together to determine the final amount of bonus damage applied when the Union attacks, while armor calculates damage resistance to individual members. Certain troops can only use certain kinds of weapon available, basic or martial, such as basic or martial weapon. So, basic melee weapon. Basic melee weapon. Club, dagger, fucking. Oh geez, all of these are terrible. All of this is awful. Oh, Lord Almighty. Oh no. Oh, gee. Magic payroll and supplies, the RPG. I actually consulted with people about this. Thank you very much. I consulted people about this, and they said, yes, you should totally add this because it will give people more incentive to engage. I said, okay, I can do that. However, we're going to keep the numbers pretty low. Because I'm not going to be really managing supplies as much, just payroll. So, let's see. It is getting late, so I am going to call it here, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I will continue working on this, probably, because I cannot escape my hell. Thank you all. Godspeed, good luck, and I will see you all probably tomorrow. Oh, God.